then it's back to jugging. I might just hit some stains, then it's back to boogie.
Woo! We back.
Episode 625, even though we don't keep count. Can you turn my mic up, producer lady, person? I need some juice.
Yeah.
Welcome back. This is Offstage. I'm your boy M Dub.
And I'm your boy Reese.
Happy birthday, G. You
Ooh.
Celebrated your 55th fucking
55.
How old you turn?
Man, 38. That sound crazy coming out my mouth.
38. I remember you was 18.
Nigga, I still feel 18.
18 with a big ass head and braids. And you got your hair cut. Why you cut your hair?
Maintaining it and
Man, you should have braided that shit up.
It was too long.
April 1st, your birthday. Who else birthdays in April?
Man, who else? Come on, producer. Kingston. Okay, who else?
Smooth.
Smooth.
Is it Smooth birthday today?
On the 5th.
April 5th. Okay.
Rashad.
Okay.
April 5th.
All the April people, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
By the time y'all see this will be October. So this shit, hey, we getting to a point where we rolling. So we don't know when shit dropping.
Man, it's crazy.
We rolling. Have you had the chance to hear them LeBron James songs?
Funny and amazing.
Them songs is dope as hell.
Oh my God.
Then they just made one for
For
Bronny.
Bronny.
That
It was hilarious.
Yo, I'm like, they snapped with them. Jordan didn't have his own song.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's like 5 different versions of LeBron's. Which one your favorite?
The Michael Jackson
The Man
remake.
in the Mirror.
Yes.
LeBron James. They snap so hard.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm like, they snapping with this, man. So much going on in the world. This Saturday, I'm doing a Bernie Mac tribute show. It's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac family really fuck with me. For
Man,
real.
shout out
His
to
wife, Rhonda, her sister, everybody in the camp. Yeah, we're gonna do it big.
Where that's gonna be
I don't
located
know.
at?
Don't give me the line.
Oh shit.
It's in LaGrange somewhere at a beautiful place. I did Milwaukee last night. Milwaukee.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know you had a show
I
last
had a
night.
show in Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee is like Harvey, nigga. I was like, it's like as a comedian, it's some shows you just don't average. Like my wife was like, why you ain't promote? I was like, man,
Nah,
I
that
don't
ain't
want
it.
people to know I did this shit.
That's Inglewood.
I went in, got my money. But what's crazy is them be the best shows.
They paid.
They pay you well. Like the shows that don't look like shit be the best shows.
Yeah.
The big shows that look like you make
Don't
a
be
lot of
shit.
money be bullshit. But I got my money, got the hell out of there. Milwaukee, thank y'all for having me. I had a terrible accident this week.
Yeah, I'm looking like nigga.
Yo, it was scary. I was in my garage. I got a grip. I got a sander.
Him with that damn garage.
And I was trying to take a bolt off, and it used an Allen key. So I thought if I put the Allen key in and hit it with a little bump,
It turned on your
it turned and it went in my motherfucking hand.
God
And
damn.
it was in my hand like it was like 3. It's an Allen key. I don't know if y'all know
The
what
one that's bent.
it's like
look
an
like
L.
an L. Yeah.
That whole motherfucking thing was in my hand to about right here. I snatched it out so fast. It was crazy. Called the ambulance. I was like, do I need to go to the hospital? That's the first thing black people ask. We be like, do I? They was like, yes, nigga, you need to go. I was like, fuck. And here's a tip. If you ride in that ambulance, that bitch $750.
It costs.
They was like, you want us to take you? I
Right.
was like,
No,
no,
no.
nigga. I went myself. And I
Shit.
had to get a tetanus shot and all that. But
You got stitches?
nah, they was like, where it's at. I couldn't stitch it. They was like, it's just a hole. It's a.
So how long you got to have them dirty ass bandages on?
I just gotta clean it. I just gotta, baby, shut your ass up.
She thinks she on the
Yeah,
show.
you gotta chill. You finna get fired, man. She just be talking.
We have the
We
conversation.
had one
with her.
episode where we ask you a question, and she just every week you
Keep bursting out.
Yeah. So I just gotta keep changing it. That's all. But hey, man, we got a special guest. We just gonna hop right into it, man. I appreciate this brother for coming out, man. He go hard for Chicago. I need everybody in the building to give it up for Jamal Green, man. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
We good, man. We happy to have you on here, dog.
Yeah, man.
And I know you busy, so I appreciate you
For sure.
coming out. You
Yeah.
real professional. You got
Yeah.
people, and I'm impressed, man. I thought you was a little nigga running around. I fuck with you, man. I just want to say I appreciate everything you do.
Definitely.
How hard you go for the city.
Yeah.
You know,
Appreciate that.
we love it. I've been watching you a long time, and we appreciate you. And now that out the way,
Right.
we gonna kick it and have a good motherfucking time. You did.
Hey, let's do it, man. Stay out the garage, man. You
Yeah.
don't do no handiwork, man. This is not what you do.
Every time you go in that garage,
You ain't
mess
grabbing
something
the
up.
microphone,
Hey,
man. Sit down.
And that's
man.
what my wife said. She said, "Stay out the garage. Stay your ass on stage."
Right.
Cause in my mind, I'm a handy nigga.
Yeah.
Like I got.
You can build anything.
I got.
He got every tool.
Right.
I don't build nothing.
Right.
So when it's come time for me to do something,
Gonna try.
I would get like, it's stuff that say do not use power tools.
Right.
And I'm gonna go grab a power
Power
tool.
tool.
I put my toilet in and
Yeah.
use the power
Really?
tool.
You gonna mess up the tile?
I
broke
broke
the
the
toilet.
toilet.
Oh my
G.
God.
Trying to use a
porcelain.
drill. That bitch said crack. I had to go buy a whole new toilet.
Well, we glad you ain't flush your hand.
Yeah,
in.
man. It's all good, man. Jamal, man, I'm disappointed. I thought you was a Curie Condor, man.
I'm a condor at
He-
heart, though.
right.
I am. I'm a condor at heart.
How many years you went there?
Year and a half.
Oh, dog. You know,
Hello. I did my Orange Line time, and I still was going back after I almost got kicked out. I still was going back.
Chicago do not play about where we went to
Yeah.
high school.
No.
And you switched up.
But it wasn't my. No. I ain't switched nothing. The principal, Mr. Rodriguez, man, I hate that motherfucker.
Mr. Rock, you still hate him now?
Man,
Right.
he told me I had to leave. They say, look, if we kick you out, you got to go to alternative school.
Double E.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they say, we'll give you a couple weeks to transfer, or we kicking you out. So
Wow.
I had no choice because he was trying to put me out.
And then where you go?
I went to Phillips. I went to the P, baby.
To the P.
I'm in the Hall of Fame, 2024 class of Hall of Fame.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
you in the 2024 class of Hall of Fame?
Last year they put me in the Hall of Fame, man.
For
I'm in the
what?
Hall
For doing what?
for being me.
You bought that seat. You from Illinois. That's what they do in this city. That's what you bought that shit.
Kerry better get in line, baby. I still was there a couple years, They got to put me in the hall, man.
So you still a condor?
I'm still a condor, man. I still go to all the reunions. The reunions ain't nothing without me,
Yeah, I
man.
see you walking around.
You see me
with
up
no
in there.
shirt on. This nigga, hey, this nigga want to be a sex symbol. So he want to be. Let's just get into it, man. What got you into your movement, man?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
an activist? Do you consider yourself?
I think we all activists in some way. So I think we all should be activists if we aren't. Yeah. We got our own way of being active in our movements. But I was just a real nigga just stepping up for my people. You know what I'm saying? And the media and people just threw the label on me. I said, activist, let me go Google what that is.
Wow.
All right, okay, I guess that's what I am. But I was just a person that was standing up for my people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel you get the respect as an activist in Chicago?
Right.
You know what? I don't think anybody in Chicago that have achieved this level get that type of respect. They get it everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to other cities or airports, they stop at me, act like I'm the king of Zamunda. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago, I get the love like crazy too.
Okay.
But the level of respect, I would say everybody that's from Chicago know, like, you just a regular. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter what you what you achieve, they still look at you like, oh, you one of us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, will you see what I did? Like, they're like, nah, you still a nigga, right?
Oh my God, that's funny.
That's anybody,
Damn,
music industry,
Yeah.
comedy, like it's like,
They don't give a
Yeah, we
fuck.
see
That
Twister
was-
and be like, that's
what's
Twister.
up? We see this nigga every day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when I saw you get arrested, I said it's one thing to be an activist and
Right.
going out. When you go to jail,
Ah,
I said, oh, this nigga for real. Listen, I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Oh man, it
How
was
many
real,
times
too.
you been arrested?
Man, too many.
This nigga real Dr. King, nigga.
yeah.
when was the first time? For
You know what? My real first time was when they tried to frame me. And in 2016, I got a $350,000 bond.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah. That was the crazy one. Yeah, they hit me with 9 felony counts. Said I tried to grab an officer gun. Said I hit a couple officers. All white shirts, no patrol. They had coordinated a whole thing to frame me with all commanders, lieutenants, deputy chiefs. Nobody's small. Everybody was in white shirts that was coming after me so that it looked legitimate. You know what I'm saying? And they gave me a $350,000 bond, 24-hour house arrest. I couldn't be on social media, a gag order. They came after me hard. And that was where like T.I., everybody was like around the country going crazy. Like, what? And, I give it to Kim Fox. Kim Fox, when she walked in that office.
Kim Fox?
Yeah. She saved my life. And she walked in that office. She told me ahead of time. She wasn't the state's attorney yet.
Okay.
But Anita Alvarez was the one who was coming after me because we was fighting Anita Alvarez.
Okay.
I had helped Kim Fox win.
Right.
So when Kim Fox won, she still had like 6 months before she walked in the office.
Okay.
So she told me on the phone, I got you. You ain't getting no felony. She walked in that office. She shut down that courtroom and told the police officers no felony counts. They will all be dropped.
Wow.
And so that's what
Wow.
happened.
Shout out to Kim Fox.
For sure.
That's the chick who put R. Kelly away, right? Or,
Yeah.
You right up there with
She was cool with me.
Damn, that's what's up, nigga.
Yeah, that's what happened. So I ain't had to go to trial or nothing, but I spent 9 months fighting that case and having a drug test. I was like, man, I'm not these niggas.
Right.
They tried to put it on you.
Man, they
for
tried to put
real.
it on me. You know,
Do
it
you
was
think
crazy.
they tried to scare you from like
For
moving
sure.
forward?
For sure.
Yeah.
They
Did
tried to scare
did
me.
it though, or what was your approach?
You know what? I don't know if it scared me more than it did make me refocus my movement.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
How you move.
How I move.
Yeah.
Because you
Because
know,
you was Tiffany Henyard. you was moving like Tiff at first. Then they
Oh
knocked
my
your
God.
ass out, right? Then he like
had
let
to change.
me rethink how I fucking move in this city.
Oh my
I had the structure thing, and then you see who with you in the beginning when it's like, when it's national news every day, everybody and their mom, there's people protesting outside, inmates in the county protesting, like they had to shut the jail down and give me my whole own section of the jail. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't realize with being an activist and on TV every day leading large protests, how many folks in jail watching you because that's all they doing is looking at TV. Man, when I came up in there, man, they was going nuts. Man, I felt like Minister Farrakhan.
You had cookies and juice.
He had the juice.
And I had cake and everything. I had my own phone, TV. Man, I was up in there kicking.
So I imagine that made you like, okay, we finna go hard.
We finna go hard.
We finna really do this.
Yeah, you know, I was good. I had
How
my own
old was
phone.
you at the time?
What was that, 2016? I was about 21,
Wow.
22.
That's
Yeah.
wow.
man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
21. Yeah, it was crazy. But I got out of that, and then I had to start refocusing and really going after what we needed to, which is the economics, you know.
Okay.
And that's when I fought Chase Bank and
Tell us about that, man.
yeah, man, they was redlining black folks, man, and only giving loans to South and West Sides 1.9% of the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they was using the loopholes to make sure they wasn't giving us money.
So who checked their numbers in their books now? Are they? Did they go back, or are they still on the up and up with that?
So it needs to be checked
Rechecked.
again
It
for
do.
sure.
It do.
Because this was work done by a couple journalists. Her name was Linda Lutton, and the City Bureau. They had teamed up and was like, we finna go investigate all the banks and put out the numbers and see how they lending to, you know, every neighborhood. And Chase was the worst on the list. Now, how is Chase the worst on the list?
When they in every community,
They got the largest market share, and they got the most branches. And so 1.9% of the time
That's crazy.
was crazy to me. So I said, man, you know, I had to send it up.
I've been knew Chase was bogus. Right? I got a business account.
Man.
Yo, I didn't know.
They won't give me a credit card,
Man.
no
Nothing.
loan, nothing. I
Nothing.
said, why? Black people, what my camera?
Yeah.
If you ain't getting no money from your bank,
Yes. You should
take
be
your
with 'em.
money out
Yes.
the bank. I was
Yes.
with Chase
Yeah.
so long,
Yep.
and I applied for a loan and a credit card. My credit was strong.
Yep,
Everything.
real talk.
Denied.
They won't give it to you. We funding our own oppression.
That's
you get what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like we got our money. We should not have most of the black accounts are with Chase. But
Yeah.
you go ask them who y'all auto loan through, who your mortgage through, Who your credit card through? Ain't none of them Chase.
Capital One.
Capital One. Right.
First Premier.
Yeah, yeah. And so that shouldn't be the case when we put all of our money into these institutions.
Nigga, I got a credit card with Rent-A-Center. 13. I can only buy furniture.
Hey, but at least you got that.
Right.
Chase wasn't giving you nothing.
We got to stay on, and that's what I love about you, bro, that
Yeah.
you stay, because people don't even know stuff like that to
Real
even
talk.
go after like Chase. And what about BOA? Did y'all look at them?
BOA was second. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So
See?
what I did was, after we made Chase give $1 billion, once they came forth and gave that $1 billion, I did a video and was like, back then it was like that "Who's Next" thing.
Okay.
I did a video in front of Bank of America.
Like, who's
They
next?
came back a couple days later. It was like, we giving $500 million back to black folks. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Real
Is it
talk.
true that you was banned from
I was banned from
Chase?
every yeah. So I'm still banned from every Chase
Really?
Bank in America. Yeah, for sure.
You can't get an account?
No,
you can't walk
they
in.
shut my account down and put up a letter in every Chase Bank in America and said if I come in there, have me arrested.
That's
Wow.
But that was their way of trying to get me to stop the protest
Yeah.
because I'm more Martin than Malcolm. So
Okay.
I'm not outside. We shall overcome.
Yeah.
I was going in every branch, putting everybody out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we going in. Hey, finish your transactions. Everybody out. Lock these doors. Ain't no this bank is closed for the day.
Wow.
And we was doing that throughout the city. So they was like, "Oh, Jamal, you weren't gonna get their attention." After I shut down the 4th branch, Jamie Dimon's assistants was calling me like, "All right, what we got to do?"
Damn.
And I kept going. I told him until I get $1 billion commitment, I ain't stopping.
And you got it.
So then, and I got it.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
for sure.
Who can we do next? We need
Man.
who can we
For sure.
We need
For
that's
sure.
the
But
type-
they all doing that to us.
Okay.
All of them. You get what I'm saying? And that was my whole purpose of creating Generational Green, to prepare and get black folks together and say, "Oh, we're gonna go up in here." And everybody who telling us no, we coming after you. You know, it's that collective power that we need.
I
You
like
know what I'm
shit
saying?
like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm on.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I want to go to jail, nigga,
Yes.
and go into a bank and be like, we need money.
For sure.
In our
First
community.
of all, this our money.
Yeah.
Don't get
Right.
that twisted. Chase Bank collateralized black slaves to get their institution.
Wow.
So you collateralize, and when it came out and they say, yeah, we collateralized slaves, but we're going to do a $5 million scholarship for black people. That was years ago, $5 million scholarship. They worth $2-3 trillion.
Yeah.
So y'all collateralized slaves to get, JP Morgan was a slave owner. And then y'all don't even give us money when we put all of our money in y'all bank. This our money.
our
Give
money.
us our bread.
Wow. Give it up for Jamal, man. That's hey, man.
Real talk.
That's why we need you. Would you run for mayor again?
Yeah.
You know, I'm considering it. I think, you know, Brandon is.
You like? Yeah. Let's do it. Do you like
Yeah.
Brandon?
Of course not. I think,
No.
I think Brandon's the
Damn.
worst mayor Chicago's ever had.
Worse than Lori?
Worse than Lori. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
big, because
That's
you
big.
used
Yeah.
to be on Lori's
Lori's
ass. You used to be on Lori.
For sure. For sure.
Explain why. Why you think that?
You know what? I think Brandon is he bit off too much. You know,
Look at you.
This is a large city, and Brandon has no accomplishments. At least Lori was a lawyer. She ran a task force. She ran a department for Daily. She knew how to, you know what I'm saying, lead.
Okay.
She had leadership abilities. Brandon Johnson ain't never had a lemonade stand.
What?
So you talking about somebody who was a teacher for 2 years and ain't never hired and fired and done nothing since. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like putting somebody, you know,
In charge, yeah.
of a $28 billion budget. This is why we have what we have, and the city is this messed up. It's because he had no leadership abilities before now.
You think that was done strategically by the man to put him in that?
Yeah,
position
it was
for
a
mayor?
teachers union. The teachers union puppeted him there
Wow.
so that they can get what they want. They spent $10 million to put him in that seat. And he also, so what they did, their strategy was Brandon just be Jamal.
Okay.
That way he the older version and
Right.
all the singers like, damn, Jamal, you just wait till the next round.
Yeah.
He old enough right now, you know. And they looked at me as a young guy, and he
Okay.
just stole all of my investing people. He just stole all of my slogans and ran with it. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Wow.
Do you think your age has anything to do with you not succeeding?
Yeah, everything. I won every single debate. I was polled as the highest approved candidate in the race. I was the most popular candidate in the race. I mean, so it had everything to do with my age. And 55 and over are the only people that voted. And if I got to depend on seniors to vote for me, it ain't gonna never happen.
But you know, I told you I'm always gonna vote because you gonna help me get this comedy club.
There we go.
In Chicago. We
Don't have me in jail like Tiffany Hager, man.
Do you like Tiffany?
Nah.
No.
Damn.
Well, listen, I helped Tiffany.
Okay.
I supported Tiffany ahead of time, and I just think that she just got around the wrong people, man, and just started making a lot of crazy moves, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. She a gangster though.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm
she
saying?
is.
I love gangsters,
right?
But you got to know how to be a gangster.
She got to get locked
And
up.
that's the issue.
See, she got to get a $350,000 bond. Then she gonna be like, I gotta move.
Right. I got it.
Got to move different.
She got to just move different.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is I've been in government over half my life, right?
Wow.
So I know government.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiffany didn't really know government, even though she was a trustee. She never have been inside.
Okay.
And I think we need more street folks to be in these positions, but they also got to be educated on how government is ran.
Right.
You can't be, I created a nonprofit, I'm forwarding tax money over to my nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? Like Tiffany did a whole bunch of bogus stuff.
Internet
like,
bullshit.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta move a certain way.
move a
You know what I'm
certain
saying? And that's what I'm sad that she didn't do. She lost both of her seats yesterday. So
Both of them?
yeah,
Damn.
it's over with. As of yesterday, yeah.
Damn, Tiff.
She went from 300,000 to zero. So
300,000 what? Votes?
dollars. Yeah, she was making $300,000 from both of those positions. The
Really?
supervisor and Dalton. Yeah.
I didn't know Dalton was paying.
No. Dalton was like 60,000.
Okay.
The supervisor was like a $250,000. So both of them together, she was making about 300.
How do you learn about
Right.
what these positions pay? Is that in school?
It's public. Yeah. They don't teach this stuff in school.
I'm saying,
Nah.
like, to
but you
even-
can Google it though.
I'm just saying a young kid, like, because when we was in school,
To strive to want to be
right,
there.
Yeah.
we didn't know
Yeah.
that
We
you
need civics.
We can be a politician
For
or
sure.
is that politics too? It's just
it's just that we don't have civics in our schools. That's the
Okay.
issue. But they do that on purpose. Why would they want black people to step up and want to
Right.
lead?
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Why do we want y'all niggas to come from the hood to come and structure budgets and move forward policies for y'all?
For
No,
us.
we're not teaching y'all the game. We're gonna teach our kids the game.
Right.
That's why daily I'm gonna teach my son that it's all dynasties
Right.
of white families because they teach their children and their families.
That's crazy.
Black people, we are not taught this in schools, and we don't have enough politicians that have made it to be able to teach their
teach it
families
back.
too. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what we need.
I would love to be in that. I'm
Alderman make $142,000 a year.
Don't even know that.
People don't know. It's 50 aldermen. They all make almost $150,000 a year.
What is the alderman's job in the community?
Their job is to vote on the mayor's budgets and to vote on policies. And they also have some control in their ward, like liquor licenses.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like if you're trying to help open up a liquor store, they got to sign off. If you're trying to open up a daycare, they got to sign off. Certain things they have power over, even land. We ain't going to sell a city land to you unless the aldermen say that they with it.
Wow.
So a lot of the aldermen be holding on to the land to get them backroom deals with the developers and, getting money so that they can sign over that land. You get what I'm saying?
See,
So
that's
yeah.
the game I want to be in. I want to be
A real gangster.
I want to be in that game.
In that game.
like we don't get to choose the game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's real.
Niggas sell drugs and that bullshit.
Right.
Right.
Nigga, that's the
That's
game.
the
That's the real game.
Right.
But people don't understand it's the real game. Mayor Daley and these Irish families,
They know.
they're
Yeah.
eating forever.
Forever. Yeah.
They have multi-million-dollar contracts. I mean, they sold the tollway and
Crazy.
then they sat on the board for the tollway.
Crazy. Crazy.
They sold the parking meters and then they had a backroom deal with the parking meter deal, and they getting paid for the next 60-some years.
That's crazy.
And it's all profit.
All profit.
All the O'Hare contracts, the mayor controls all the people in O'Hare, so they're giving them to all their friends. The construction contracts for the skyscrapers in downtown. People don't understand how powerful the seat of the mayor is, because that mayor will change the lives of families for generations. For generations.
So do Brandon have those jobs? Like do he?
He's not smart enough.
Wow. Damn.
It's unfortunate. You get what I'm saying? And when he sat at my dining room table, he came to my house and asked me for help. I asked him, who do you have to listen to? And he only had one person from out of town, Jason Lee.
Okay.
And he doesn't know Chicago or government, right?
Jason Lee?
Jason Lee?
TV?
No, not that Jason Lee.
That nigga? I said, oh, Chicago.
You fucked up.
Yeah, right. No, he another Jason Lee.
No wonder he got a mohawk. Shit. God damn.
Right? But he doesn't have the know-how. That seat is so powerful. The only reason why I consider the seat and no other seat is because I know the power that it has. I know the power that I have to change neighborhoods and people forever. You know, you talk about a $28 billion budget that the mayor gets to control.
$28 billion
A year.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
A year.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
It's
crazy.
So think of everything. Lori had like her friends on the landscaping she gave them all type of $18 million landscaping contract to cut Soldier Field grass and to cut some city grass. You got $18 million. I mean, when I say it's so much money in contracts under that $28 billion, it's crazy. I mean, you got the tow contracts, and I mean, you could just think of any service in the city.
Yeah.
It's a contract.
It's a contract. And the families of the Irish,
They
from
got
them
them.
the ones who got it.
Damn.
And the mayor can come in and slice them and give them to new people. $28 billion every single year. Think of what that can really do.
What do it go to now?
Right.
Like what?
It go to these families who done been sitting there for years and they don't do nothing.
28 billion with
Yeah.
a B.
So
in
nobody's been
Chicago.
smart enough to come in.
And the Bulls can't get new uniforms? This is
crazy. It's real.
That's crazy,
And
dog.
that's what bothers me so much is that people don't really know the power of that seat.
How do we get people informed to know this type of stuff, Jamal? I'm 44. I've been in Chicago my whole life, right?
Yeah.
This stuff is important.
It's
You know
real.
what I'm saying? And we need to know, like, because we just be like, oh, Chicago messed up, it's crime.
Yeah.
But we don't know that they could do something, but they pocketing money.
Yeah.
They paying for other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can people do to, like, just inform?
Be educated. That's a good question. What I'm gonna do is I'm starting a new series to break down government all the way through the budget and everything, right? And so I'm gonna start putting up videos on all the social media just to show people what's really going on behind the scenes. So that's coming up, and we just got to spread that message. You know, people really don't know when you run in a large city, everybody should be getting money.
Yeah.
You go to Vegas, you go to New York, you got the mayor, they people, everybody getting money.
Yeah.
These neighborhoods, just think, nobody got Chicago land. We got 43,000 vacant pieces of city property sitting in these neighborhoods. You feel what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Crazy.
Why are we not building? Because they don't care about, all they care about is getting their money. You get what I'm saying? And we not getting our piece. And that's what we missing. So the next mayoral election, I hope that people really understand how important it is that the seat, the power that it has to distribute $28 billion every single year. And say, Doug, what you need? Comedy? Here go a few $1 million.
Yeah.
What you need? Hey,
Yeah.
this is petty money. A few $1 million is petty money.
Petty. That's small.
Small money.
Because I got a trucking company. I need a trucking contract.
Man.
I want to buy
I'm
some of
saying.
these lots.
Yeah.
I want parking lots.
Yeah.
I want vending machine. I want some hoe houses on 50. we got Jamal. We gotta get some. We gotta have some
brothels.
We gotta have some hoe houses stashed away, right behind AutoZone.
Is it anybody who you
real,
think
man.
does a great job
And what?
in Chicago?
In politics? You know, you got a few aldermen that try to do what they do, but the aldermen don't have no power.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They figureheads. You got 50 aldermen and 50 wards. You get what I'm saying? And they have their little power over their wards.
Okay.
But once they pass a budget, the mayor's the dictator of who that money goes to. So the aldermen don't have no control over who gets the contracts.
So is it certain aldermen that get more money than other aldermen?
yeah, if you voting for all my budgets.
Wow.
You voting for me, what you need?
Right,
Oh,
right.
you need this new project?
Right.
Give him $20 million so he can get this.
Are you
so the
serious?
alderman can look good.
Wow.
So the alderman who ain't getting nothing,
Gee, that's the
how the
game
one.
we need
That's
to
the
play.
How do
game.
one become an alderman?
What you got to do?
Man, you gotta be 18.
That's it.
That's it.
High school diploma.
You don't need nothing.
Shut the front door.
Need nothing. 18 and a resident.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm finna be a fucking alderman. be a motherfucking alderman.
That's it.
Are you serious?
That's it.
No,
Same for mayor.
no college.
No, same for mayor.
Same for mayor?
Wait, you don't
Yeah.
need no
Nothing.
degree.
Nothing.
Jamal.
You got to go out there and get some petition signatures.
That's it.
That's
To
it.
get on the ballot.
To get on the ballot.
Wow.
That's it. People got to know this. You feel what I'm saying? So the aldermen are figureheads for the mayors.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So if the mayor's in place, you voting for my stuff, then that's who getting the resources. And I'm giving you a head of committees because it's different committees on transportation committee, housing committee. And so now if zoning committee, so whoever got the biggest power on the zoning and who get control of the buildings and things of that sort, those are the mayor's friends.
Wow. See,
Ooh.
my whole family will have handicap parking stickers everywhere. Like everybody.
Everywhere.
You can park wherever
real.
you want.
Yeah.
Free city stickers.
In Section 8.
Yeah, I would get rid of city stickers and boots and
Ooh,
many
it's
different
so
things.
stupid.
Yeah.
Talk about
It's
that.
so
for sure.
stupid.
I mean, it's insane. It's just a money grab. You feel what I'm saying? And it pisses me off that we got a $28 billion budget, and I know it's a lot of waste in it. And the mayor is afraid to go cut some of that waste and would rather impose more fees and on the consumers. Yeah. I mean, that makes no sense. So that's what he did in his last budget. He said he ain't making no cuts. I'm just going to increase the amount of speed cameras. So he increased more speed cameras. They putting 50 of them out right now. You know where they're going to go. Probably in the hood. Yeah. He increased ticket fees. You get what I'm saying? He put a streaming tax on like Xfinity and streaming. He put a new tax on cable.
That's why it went up.
That's why cable.
That's why it went up. He put a new tax on cable. So instead of doing that, knowing that all that money is just going to all these families, and we can't
do that.
Let's go cut some waste. You get what I'm saying? It don't take $28 billion to run this city. It don't. And I know it don't. But these are all inflated budgets and inflated contracts. But the mayor is not smart enough to go in and actually take hold of government.
You saying not is he not? I'm not gonna say he not. I don't know him. Not smart enough.
I've been knowing him half my life.
Or does he have the power?
Or do he have the power? Or is he?
No, he
afraid
has
of,
the power.
Of is he afraid of what would happen if he did those things?
Well, the mob they old and almost dead.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying? So it's like people would say that, but their time is gone. When you look at Ed Burke in jail, Mike Madigan just got convicted. A lot of the big figureheads who really was running this for the last 50 years, they either in jail or damn near dead. Wow. So this is the right time to go in and start making some real structural changes.
Chicago really like a mob.
Yeah. It is.
It's a mob
for sure.
town.
It's for sure.
But here's what I don't like about it, right?
Yeah.
The way that our city been ran all these years, and then they criticize what goes on in the hood,
right?
Yeah,
acting like that shit ain't
happening down
on that level.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But them guys who was in the mob, they had a chance to redeem their life and get their families jobs, right?
Yep.
But when you black and you in gangs, and you don't get a chance.
You don't get that chance.
You get locked up.
You get life.
Your family be fucked up.
Yep.
And that's what's crazy. Like, you can buy Al Capone t-shirt out of O'Hare
Real
Airport.
talk.
Right.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
But
talk.
if you talk about Larry Hoover or Jeff Ford or them guys, they're bad. It's
they're
like,
bad.
come on, bro.
Freedom.
Free Larry Hoover.
And at the end of the day, that's why we got to learn the game.
Do.
Because we learn the game and we take over the game. This the game to know.
This the game
we talking about real $28 billion a year.
money.
Y'all, we talking about real money. And that's over park districts, CTA. The mayor has he's a dictator over all departments.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get you in office.
That's why. Hey, and I'm telling you, the first thing I want you to do is get Moinoink back open. Put that on your list. We gotta get these Chicago stores.
For sure.
Moinoink. All these old gold blacks. Motherfucking, we gotta bring back all the original Chicago shit, dog.
I mean, we really, when you look at what's been happening all these years, look at our city now. We don't have no subculture. Downtown is terrible. The neighborhood. I mean, you go to other cities, you got the Strip in Vegas. You can go to other cities. They stuff booming, residencies and this and that. I mean, Chicago should be. We have better than everybody.
We do.
Right? This is the best city in America.
We do.
You feel what I'm saying? Like our skyline, our land, our downtown.
The bitches. I'm sorry. He was gonna say that. Come on. The bitches.
No, for real. We got got the best everything.
Oh my God.
It ain't no reason why we shouldn't be investing big in this city
Right.
and make this the city it needs to be.
Why you think that don't happen?
Because it's too corrupt.
It's too corrupt.
It's too many folks that are sitting back, allowing the status quo to be the status quo.
Yeah.
We got to go in and we got to come in with a wrecking ball and change how things going. You feel what I'm saying? It's hundreds of thousands of people leaving Chicago every year.
Yeah.
People should be coming here. We should be. We got 2 point. Houston finna take us over. Houston finna be a bigger city than Chicago.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They like 100. They like a few million away from us.
That's crazy.
And if it wasn't for the migrants, they probably already be above us.
Let me ask you this. Can you explain what is happening downtown? Like how is them mobs of kids able to do what they do downtown? How is that happening?
I mean, the moms of kids able to do what they want to do anywhere, right? And I think essentially they're going downtown because this is a lack of huge investment in Chicago all these years. You feel what I'm saying? Like they don't have nothing. They ain't got no community centers. They ain't,
Right.
I mean, these kids are different. Their attention spans are different. Like we should be investing in coding centers and tech hubs, like, you know, VR reality. I mean, we should be investing in this generation's you know, economy, but we're not. And so these young people, they just doing they throwing their party, same as we was, right? But we was more on the block, or you know, I was doing juke parties and
we
apartment buildings.
Nah,
We really wasn't even getting downtown, but now it's more accessible now. You know what I'm saying? So okay, well, we just gonna go downtown. That's crazy. But we got to do better with investing in this city so that these kids and everybody have a place. Right now they don't have a place, so they gonna make theirs. And at the end of the day, what can we say to them?
And that was the difference with us coming up. It was always somewhere
Somewhere to go.
Somewhere to go. Yeah.
In the community, it was places we could go do homework.
Yeah.
They
Boys
gave
and
us a
Girls
box
Club.
lunch.
Yeah.
They don't have that.
They don't
You
have
know what
that.
I'm saying? And
We was having juke parties at the crib.
speaking of schools,
in the basement.
In the basement.
what happened to the spot
While I can, man,
on
we had a lot of stuff.
Ashland that you was getting?
Yeah.
What happened with that?
So 79. So I was railroaded by both of the last mayors. Yeah.
Damn.
So Rom first, 79th and Ashland. Rom railroaded me on Ashland and stopped me from building that project and stopped all the finances from supporting it. And then the school, Lori stopped me. Because I was against Lori, even though I was her senior advisor for her first year and a half. Okay. We had struck the deal like, all right, I'm gonna give you the school building. You know, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Gave it to you, though?
Yeah, and then she took it away.
That's a woman.
For sure. So Brandon got in.
Okay.
I met with Brandon the first couple months he was in office, and he was like, hey, we're gonna get that school building back to you and move it through. But then I started talking against Brandon. And they called me and was like, you know, the mayor want to support you, but we need you to. I said, listen,
Shut the fuck
Right.
up.
right. But I told y'all from the get go, don't give me nothing. Don't give me nothing if it means that I got to be quiet, because I ain't gonna be quiet. Now he can still come and support and be next to me and do what's necessary for the community, because this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just the spirit. We got over 200 people that came together to build this center. Okay. And just so happens, since I'm the influence behind it, they're gonna stop the project because of me. I mean, it's terrible. So now that it's back on the table now. Okay. And so we may have some big announcements soon.
That's
so we'll
what's
see.
up, man.
That's what's
up. We need that in the hood. I thought you was pulling a Dr. Umar on us, like I was like, this nigga
Raising money.
Yeah, I'm like,
but as y'all see, I don't raise money. You feel what I'm saying? So but I did that on purpose.
How was you gonna get the funds?
Private. I was privately gonna do it, and I was gonna get big name folks and big funders. I got billionaires and millionaires who really to fund it. You get what I'm saying? And if we had to raise money, I was going to do it in tandem with the money the millions that we were already raising, so that it can make sure that people can see it's going to happen. But I've never been one to raise money over the years, because I never want people to be like, oh, he raised money and never did nothing. Yeah.
Are them people that openly support you?
For sure. Okay. Openly support this city. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of them were scared of me, you know what I'm saying, at a time. But what I've gotten them to understand is that this is about the city of Chicago. It's not about me, right? And we're not going to all agree with each other. And that's the problem with these mayors that keep getting in, is they too emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your panties out the bunch. we got to build this city.
Yeah.
And you need me to build this city.
Wow.
And we all got to do this together.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The first thing I would do walking in that office would bring me everybody that hate me. And let's strike deals and let's all work together.
go.
Because we need everybody around this city building. I can't do this on my own. And that's the type of mayor that we need.
Why
Oh, my bad.
were you forced to dissolve multiple businesses that you owned?
What you mean?
Like, is it called the Majesty?
No, Majesty Allstars is not dissolved. It was more put on hold. So that is for the community center. And so we're going to revive it. And again, the state is looking to come in to support instead of the city.
Okay.
So the city's not going to support me, but the state is.
There we go.
And I think the Speaker of the House and the Black Caucus, you know what I'm saying? I'm Cam Buckner, Willie Preston, like it's young people up in the state
Preston,
now.
he's Alderman of like around.
He's a senator he's a senator now.
He's a senator now?
Yeah. Wow. And so he is the head of the Black Caucus for the Senate now. Wow. And he's not even 40. So we
Shout
got a
out
lot
to
of young
Willie
people.
Preston,
man.
We got some young
met
people
him.
now at the state. They just honored me at the Capitol
That's dope.
last month with an award because there's young people now stepping up saying, "Look, we got to get things done for real. It's a regime change happening."
How is your relationship with Willie Wilson?
You know, I don't have one.
Okay.
I think me and Willie have had beef for so many years.
Hey, wait! You be having beef with these niggas like rap, like
Yeah, it's real. It's real. But my beef is because people don't want to get things done and actually do what's necessary for the people. It's not my ego is not in this. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can give a damn if I become mayor or any. It's not my ego speaking. I just know I'm the one who know all the elements to make this thing happen, and I can do what I need to do and move out the way.
You're
You
not
get what I'm saying?
You're not in it for the money.
No. I mean, I got more money than the mayor on down. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't. It's not money for me, right? And I think we just have to do better at working together as Black people because that's our issue. And Willie, he just has a big ego, and he don't like young people.
He got a lot of money though, right?
He got a lot of money too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I love Willie, and I love all my people, and I hope that we can get it together. And I'm gonna extend the olive branch to bring us together and say, look, Willie, because I mean the hood only know me and Willie, right? And so the hoods is either Jamal or Willie in the hood.
Hey,
You get what I'm saying?
that nigga gave out gas,
and he gave out gas. Yeah, so. I want to see us working together because, that's how we can actually thrive for our communities.
That's what's up, man. Well, Offstage supports you, man, and 'cause
100%.
we need a podcast contract. Do they got contract?
Yes,
Really, man?
we got many folks that they bring in and give money to do journalism and shows for the city, and so it's a lot that can be done when you at the helm of the city of Chicago.
Yeah, we gotta get you in that.
And
shit.
it's
Officially, we support Jamal Green.
Nah, it's real, and I just want to see our people come together
Until
and do
Brandon
better.
Johnson come up here with that money.
We switch
I'm
it.
gonna keep it a buck. If Brandon come
He
up here,
better come take it, and I'm gonna tell you to take it. You're gonna lose anyway, so take it. I tell all my people.
We all have Brandon Johnson shirts on.
And that be the game. You know what I'm saying? I want to see our people win.
Yeah,
I
man.
want to see thriving business. When you go into these other neighborhoods, going to Lincoln Park.
It's crazy.
That was when Chase called me, is when I shut down Lincoln Park's Chase.
Wow.
I went down to Lincoln Park and shut down their Chase, and all them jogging and looking at me crazy. Like, yeah, oh no, we come shut down y'all's too. And that's when they made that call. You go to Lincoln Park, you don't have no vacancies. 75% of the people in Lincoln Park own their properties.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? When you go into the hood, you only got 30% of people owning their properties.
crazy.
Like we have the ability to change our neighborhoods, and they don't have to live with us. We got to build ours. Black Wall Streets.
Right.
Own our homes, own our properties, own our commercial buildings. We got to do that. Own our shopping malls. This is the way, and Chicago can be the mecca for that. And be the example all over the country.
And you're absolutely right. Like I grew up on 43rd and Kilpatrick and around in that area, right?
Yeah.
All those schools over there are like rebuilt,
Yeah.
brand
Yes.
new. When
Yeah.
I ride through Inglewood,
Yeah.
the same fucking grammar school I went to, Gershwin,
Still
is
the same.
Still the same.
It's not a new window.
And they all look like prisons.
It look like
They
prison.
did that on purpose. It was on purpose. The architectural, that's why I had to knock Gary Morgan down. They architecturally made sure that the black schools looked like prisons.
Wow.
That was on purpose.
Why is that?
You already know.
Yeah.
It's the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
And so this is preparing you. You look at these school buildings, you barely have light coming through the window. This was preparing you. So they architecturally created these warehouse-looking buildings that look like prisons. And they need to be knocked down and rebuilt.
They do.
Wow.
They do.
They do. Hey, boy, you gotta wear you a bulletproof vest, man. What the fuck? You ain't afraid?
No.
You walking in
No,
that
that's
walk?
why they scared of me, because I ain't afraid.
Ooh,
hey,
You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
I ain't afraid.
There we go.
You know, you gotta step up for your people, man, and sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed for it. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to see my people win, and we gotta all come together, put our egos to the side, and say, look, we got a $28 billion budget.
Yeah.
Everybody can win.
Yeah.
There ain't no shortage. Everybody can win. What you want? The tow contract? What you want? This landscaping? What you want? You want housing? You know what I'm saying? Everybody can win in their prospective fields.
Do you know how I can get my toes reduced?
Reduced?
Or taken off? I got like a lot of toes. Like my wife, she keep running through the toes.
All the toes. That's for the Skyway.
Yeah. And that shit just adding up.
It's adding up.
That shit like
The
2800.
good thing is the tollway can't come after you. So
Why
They
not?
can't.
no. They don't have no power to come after you. They can't start garnishing you and suspending your license. They
can't?
Oh,
Nah.
shit. Run it up.
That's a little.
Are you sure?
Look, I ain't never paid a toll.
Allegedly.
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 Yeah, you can't say. See, that's why they ain't go pick your motherfucking ass. You can't say that type of shit, Jamal.
I was just playing.
Yeah, he's just playing. Pay y'all toes,
Yeah,
man.
pay y'all
Where you
toll.
from, Jamal? What
I'm from
neighborhood?
Inglewood.
Woo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Central City. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I came up and it's crazy. I was just talking to somebody from my hood today. You know, it was. I ended up graduating from Oglesby.
Okay.
On 76 and Green.
Yeah.
And that was my ninth school I was at, because I got kicked out of 9 schools. I went to 12.
Damn.
And so, yeah, starting from kindergarten, I never was at a school for 2 years straight. And so, you know, I was able to see the education system better than anybody.
Right.
So I went to every school in the city, you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember all the schools?
Yeah, I remember, yeah. I got a book out, published. I got it's called Class Clown, 3 Strikes But Not Out. Yeah, it's published on Amazon.
So you
Grab it.
just like me, when I go into schools, right?
Yeah.
And I be speaking. I always say I'm talking to the kid in the back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I was that kid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you can identify.
I can
I
identify.
wasn't a bad kid.
Right.
Nope.
I just didn't have no structure. I was
Real
just,
talk.
you know, didn't have. And so I know that when I go in, I talk to kids like, you're not a bad kid.
Yep.
I just wish I would have knew I could do stand-up comedy. I
Yeah.
can do these things.
Do these
at
things
an early
at an
age.
age, yeah.
I just didn't know that, you
Yeah.
know. And I was like, that's the stuff I want to do. Like, go to schools and,
Yes.
and teach them. It's a way to handle that instead of just blurting out in the class. And
For
just,
sure.
And just doing
And kids
that.
need to know that. And
They
it's
do.
not enough people to come show them that. I was that kid. I
Yeah.
was one of the worst in CPS history. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'd have been suspended thousands of times and expelled 9 times. So I know, like, what it means to be that kid. But I also know what it means when they don't understand your power and your gifts. And a lot of those principals was kicking me out because I had too much power in the school. You feel me? And they didn't know how to contain it. And students would follow me. You know, it wasn't until I got to Phillips where my assistant principal made me the head of all the youth programming at Phillips at 15. You know what I'm saying? Now he's the superintendent of all DeKalb County schools in Atlanta.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So now he done been a superintendent of 3 different districts around the country now, you know? And he was that one who looked at me and was like, no, he ain't no bad kid. He needs some lead. He need to be a leader.
Because
you know?
you mad talented. You could sing.
Yeah.
You
For
tried your hand at stand-up comedy.
No, I didn't.
You never?
No, I ain't tried
Didn't you-
stand up.
didn't you come
I'm
to
good at
Jokes
it, though.
and Notes?
No, I ain't tried it, but I'm good at it,
But
though.
your sister was like, my brother want to do stand-up. You gonna put him on stage? And I'm like, send the nigga. And you
Hey,
never showed up.
I know. I ain't gonna get booed though if I get up there for sure.
All you gotta do is go in on Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
And it's easy. Yeah, but no, I was that kid, and we need more of you. You feel what I'm saying? To be up in these schools to get these kids together. But without somebody at the helm to empower people like you,
Uh-huh.
you ain't got nobody.
You don't got no.
I got a question. As the mayor, what would you do as far as disabled people and receiving Social Security income and that not being able or not being enough money to support themselves?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the city needs to their whole unit, the disability community has been fighting for years because they don't do they're not doing enough and putting forth enough programs and support and job opportunities for the disability community. So that's something that I would be looking at, just because my grandmother is deaf. You know, her boyfriend deaf and blind, right? So I have a lot of folks who have disabilities in my family, and I take care of them. I see that there's no support for them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we need to do more, and that's something that I would be empowering someone who's from that community to actually run that office, to empower them to move forward the right support.
We need to increase that SSI check.
You know, that's
$2,800
that's the
a
feds,
month.
man. I wish I could.
That's federal.
but
$2,800.
But we can supplement. You feel what I'm saying, and figure out a way to support. And with housing, we're not doing enough in housing either. You know, it's just the city can do so much, but they're doing so little.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have so much power, but if you don't have a leader that's like, hey, get this done. This is what I want done. Change this policy. If you don't have a leader that's forceful like that, ain't nothing gonna get done.
And that's why I feel like people in those positions should come from those.
Gotta come from Chicago.
You don't know what
these last two mayors, he from Elgin.
He not from Chicago?
No, he from Elgin.
Shit.
Oh, come on, Brandon.
Man, he ain't been here 15 years.
He ain't go to a Chicago public high school?
No.
So how can he be the mayor?
Got the signatures.
What about Lori? Was she from
No, she was from Massillon, Ohio.
Get
out.
really?
She came here. I think did her master's at the University of Chicago and just stayed.
So she never like grew up. I'm
no,
thinking
she did not grow up in Chicago.
What about Rahm Emanuel?
Rahm, he has roots here. He does have roots here, but he didn't spend a lot of time here either, and he wasn't here when he became mayor. But they changed the law to allow him to run.
Wow.
Crazy, dog.
He wasn't even a resident.
So at
of
first
Chicago.
you had to be a resident. I mean,
But what happened was they changed the law to say, well, if the property owner don't say that they not a resident, then
that's crazy.
yeah.
So let me get this right. You got to be a resident to work for Streets and Sand, but you don't have to be a resident to be the fucking mayor.
Not really. All you got to do is use somebody's address, and if the owner say you live there, that's it.
Come on, Chicago.
That's Rahm Emanuel though. That was Obama actually. Obama made that happen. For
Do
him.
you fuck with Obama?
No.
Damn, Jamal. You don't fuck with Obama.
No. I mean, I fuck with him in a sense that he was our first black president.
On that level.
He inspired me, and I won the oratory competition in the city when I was a kid with his speech.
Have you met him before?
No, he banned me from every event that he's had in Chicago. But that's because here's why. Rahm Emanuel.
Okay.
Rahm Emanuel is he was a cancer to this city, and the fact that he brought him to the city of Chicago because he was his chief of staff, and he shut down 50 schools at one time, shut down all the mental health facilities, covered up Laquan murder. I was on Rahm Emanuel's ass. You feel me? And Obama didn't like that. But it's like, you see what your boy doing, but you ain't saying nothing. And after he did all that, he still endorsed him for a second term and said, Rahm's a knucklehead, but he loves Chicago. After he just shut down 50 black schools at one time, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
covered up that boy murder?
Yeah. I mean, and he has never said one bad thing about Rahm to this day. Wow. And so I did a press conference in front of Obama House and was like, come and get your roach. And he ain't like that.
Hey, you crazy, dog. You crazy as hell.
Yeah, he ain't like that, so he banned me after that. But the point is that Obama, he also is somebody who has not done enough for us, right? And black people have to get out of this. Well, they got to do something for everybody. Go look at the Jews. They don't care about nobody else. Go look at the Asians. They don't care about nobody else. You can look at every group of community. They go and get their set aside. But black people the only one like, well, everybody can get some.
Yeah, after I saw what Trump did,
Trump
I'm
running
like,
the play over and over.
Come on.
We could have did that.
He's running the play.
This makes no sense. They got an Office of New Americans started by Rahm Emanuel in 2011 right here in Chicago. a plan that he created with hundreds of pages to enhance the lives of people who come across the border. Joe Biden made it a national office of New Americans 8 days into office with a $150 billion budget. So when you see people walking across the border who are immigrants, their lives are already set for them. Why? Because they got an office that says, okay, we're going to help you get food. We're going to help you get a stipend every month. We're going to help you get a job. We're going to help you get everything. But we ain't got no office of Black Americans, and we've been here, and we've been at the bottom, and we built this country.
And we've been driving forklifts and fucking
come on, man.
truck.
It don't make sense that we keep allowing everybody to get something that we don't get nothing. We got to stop that.
This crazy, man. We fell for the ultimate underlay for the overplay.
Come on, Brandon Johnson gave out $1 billion to the migrants just like that.
$1 billion?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
Just like that. That's crazy. One company got 600 favorite healthcare staff and got over 600 million by themselves. You know it's kickbacks in that. One company who ain't from Chicago, based in Florida, came here to run the shelters, do transportation for them, do healthcare. They did all of this stuff and made $600 million.
$600 million.
Just one company. Why didn't you come to Chicago and say, how can we divide this amongst the companies here?
Yeah.
We got daycares all across the city. Hey, we're the daycare providers. We're going to all give y'all a few dollars to watch these
Or
kids.
give us money to buy shelters and homes that they can stay in and fund us.
Yeah, exactly. Transportation. They was paying thousands of dollars a day to transportation companies to take them to work and take them to school.
I would have took their ass.
Come on. I mean, we gave $1 billion to people that don't even live here.
That's crazy.
So you already giving all of our money to people who shouldn't even be getting it, but you're going to also give our money to workers and companies who ain't even based in Chicago who gonna make that money keep flowing here. That's ridiculous, man.
So who's supposed to be in charge of like checking them for doing it? Nobody?
No.
The mayor's a dictator.
Okay.
Chicago mayor is a dictator. No one has checks and balances over the mayor of Chicago. No one.
Is that just Chicago?
It's just like that in Chicago. That's why when Mayor Daley Daddy was the mayor, he was second to the president because he was the most powerful mayor in the country. Why? Is because he controlled everything. He's a dictator. Those laws have not changed.
So you can still be mayor like 20 years?
You could be mayor however long you want.
Wow.
There's no laws that dictate the mayor. You can't be recalled. You can't. I don't care what you do. There's nothing that there's no checks and balances on the mayor of Chicago.
That's crazy.
And that's why they say that's second to the president of this country. He's the only one with that much power.
Crazy.
Yeah, we got to get in the game, dog. We gotta.
We in the wrong shit.
As young people, you know, we gotta get our kids into these political arenas.
We have to.
And that's the only way things going to change, bro.
Yeah.
You know, educating ourselves and learning the right game. Like, because to be honest with you, these the games we playing in the street.
In the streets.
Right.
And we ain't getting nothing.
It don't get you nowhere.
These
right?
billion-dollar games
No, right.
This, so
And it's the same game.
Same game.
Damn.
But for millions of dollars.
and the reward is greater. It's
Greater.
more money. You might
It's
still
generational
go to
wealth.
jail. Right?
Some of them go to jail,
Some
but
of them
guess
go
what?
to jail.
They families making millions.
Still get to keep their
forever.
money.
Yeah. Still
Because you
keeping
go
their
to jail
contract.
on this side, they
It's
wipe
over
out
with.
everything.
Yeah.
Take your money.
You go to jail over here, Jesse Jackson Jr. He's still locked up.
No, he out there. Yeah. But the family gonna keep getting paid. You get what I'm saying? If you in with the politics, you in with the politician, your family's set for life.
This is what I be telling my sister Karen.
Man.
She's out. I be like, you need to get in that game on that side of the game, man, and get us a few
real.
clubs in the Heights and
that, right. But that's so when you look at Tiffany on a smaller scale, right? That's a smaller scale. She was the dictator in Dalton, right? But the problem is she didn't have enough trustees on her side. Okay. If she would have had majority of trustees, she could have ramsacked the whole budget and did what she wanted to do at all times, right? Yeah. Now, that's different with the mayor of Chicago. The mayor of Chicago dictates who get the money, and he controls the bank accounts. And the aldermen, all they do is get a vote. So you can vote on the budget. Once you vote on the budget, yes, we cool with this budget, mayor. Mayor take that budget, and he get money to whoever he want to. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I go, and that's how real it is. And that's the only reason why I don't desire to see for my ego. I desire to see so I can change the future generations for years to come.
Yeah.
28 billion times that by 8, because I'll
Right.
do 8 years. You'll see how much money that is that we can spread in community.
We gonna run this bitch. we get Larry out.
Larry coming home, baby.
Coming home.
Billion. We gonna take Obama house down. We gonna put a sliding board in that bitch. We just gonna do some crazy shit.
Comedy club.
Put a gas station right in Obama, right there, nigga. Move them horses. Why they still got his house blocked off?
Man, I don't know.
That nigga
man.
don't live there
Right.
no
No,
more.
no.
There.
Let somebody
He
rent
come
that.
back and forth, but he gets Secret Service
Man,
protection.
Obama,
forever, so.
rent that motherfucking house out, man. Let a
Airbnb that
Yeah,
joint.
let a regular family pay $1,500 a month, man.
No, it's real, man. So next year is the campaign season. So we'll see.
For wait.
Mayor, it's coming up.
You think
Okay.
he's gonna win again?
No, he can't. I doubt he's not gonna run again for sure. He
not
has
gonna-
a 6% approval rate.
Really?
Yeah, 6%. So he has the worst approval rating of any mayor in history. So I doubt that he runs
What?
again. Yeah, his approval rating is 6%.
So okay. Now that you said that, looking back, hindsight,
Yeah.
do you kind of feel like Lori was kind of like okay?
Right.
Nah, Lori was still bad too. But how I look at it is, when I lost that election, they said, Jamal, it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna get this worse.
How bad
But-
did you lose that first time?
Well, so you talking about the last race
Yeah.
against Brandon? I got 5th place, right?
Okay.
But I beat all of the elected officials in a race. So I beat the state rep, I beat 2 aldermen. And so what they saw was I had the least amount of money
Yeah.
and no political backing that they had, but I beat the elected officials in a race. Wow. So they was like, all right, something must be brewing. You get what I'm saying? Because for thousands of people, I got votes in all 50 wards. Every single ward voted for me,
That's
right?
dope.
And so for them to see, like, damn, he got, even in the most racist wards, he at least got 1,500 votes in this ward. Yeah. And so it showed them, like, oh, a revolution is brewing. You feel what I'm saying? People ready for
So a little bit
change.
more time.
Yeah, it's coming.
Little more time.
This is what we're
Yeah.
gonna do.
A little
We
bit more
gonna
money.
we gonna call Kanye West because he's the only person, my brother,
Yeah.
that got
Yeah.
the bag to put behind you.
Yeah.
Kanye, only march he has ever done has been next to me.
Really?
Really?
Yes. He
When
asked-
he was
When
he
he
was with
came
me.
back to
That-
Chicago.
Yeah.
He called me and marched
dope.
with me.
Shut the
That's
fuck
dope.
up.
Yes.
You
That's
met
dope.
Ye?
Of course. Several
Yo.
times. Ye has always supported me.
Yo.
Hey, Jamal, that nigga.
Hey, Ye, a billionaire, right?
He's a billionaire
Yeah.
for
He
sure.
got the funds
Yeah.
to be like,
But let me just say this.
Okay.
If I make this decision this time, we're going to have plenty millions.
Okay.
how much now? Do you think? Of course, money play a role.
Money play a role for
How
sure.
much money? If you
Listen,
could put a
I
number
win the
on-
race with $2 million.
What?
But we're going to definitely have 5 to 10 minimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
and that's still little.
That's
like,
still little.
That's
Little.
little in
That's
that
still
type
little,
of.
yeah.
I'm putting $50
Did
in.
Brandon have a? Did he have a lot of money
Yeah,
back then?
he 10 million won him the race. Yeah.
10 million.
Damn.
So
And that was a nobody. Yeah, Brandon was a nobody
He's
and with no
consider
connection.
that.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't need as much money as Brandon because Brandon had to buy his name.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you buying it.
I don't have to buy a name. I'm the household name already. And I will also have the most name recognition in the race.
when I get this bread, G, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get another PPP loan. I'm gonna give it to you.
The whole thing.
No, people gotta know this is life or death for black people
It
in Chicago.
is. This is what
For
we
real.
need. We need to
Tell you.
shake
This
it
is
up.
We do.
if we mess it up this time,
It's
our
over.
kids is over. We
It's
might as well
over.
move.
For real?
For real. I'm telling you, this is our time where we can change the state of these neighborhoods. After this, you give somebody else another 4 years to wreck it.
we can't survive
Shit.
another.
Y'all heard it.
Look
here.
at what our kids doing.
Yeah.
Look at them. They all downtown. They out of control.
Yeah.
You think we can elect another bozo for another 4 years that don't have black interests?
Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Speaking of kids, how do you balance politics and being a boy dad?
Man, that's a good question. My boys are everything to me, and they stay with me. They stay on my hip. People know. People are seeing me. My boys, they with me at all. They know everything about politics. They can tell you everything about every candidate in the race. You feel what I'm saying? Because they was with me at all times. When Brandon came to my house, my son Jalen was like, "Brandon, you are not better than my daddy."
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm
Damn.
saying?
Wow.
They be kicking it and asking like, "Man, who you vote for?" "Oh, you ain't vote for Jamal Green." "Oh, you ain't vote for my daddy, huh?" They are very politically inclined. Everything that I do business-wise, real estate, they with me developing. And so I keep my kids on my hip because I want them to really see everything firsthand. And I that's just important to me. My kids are first.
Is you still running the program for like them first time mortgages? And can you
Yeah,
speak on
Generational Green is the biggest home ownership agency in the city right now.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
so
'Cause my cousin is looking for a house.
yeah, come on, let's
we
go.
trying to do no money down, 5 bedrooms, 3 beds.
Let's go.
In Oklahoma.
98%.
For 189.
189. 98% of all Generational Green clients spend less than $3,000.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yes, yeah.
What are the qualifications? What do people need?
What do people need? So, for grants, for all the grants, you need at least a 600. For the majority of all the grants, you need a 620.
Okay.
You got the credit score and you got a couple years work history. You going
get it
in?
done.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Y'all
We
hear
getting you
that?
right in. So right now we getting even Section 8 vouchers. We didn't close about 6 or 7 people over the last couple months who had a Section 8 voucher, and we gave them a $20,000 grant to give up their voucher. You could trade in your voucher for $20,000 plus more grants on top of that. So most of them get about $25,000 in grants. They spend nothing down, and they done traded in their voucher, and most of them buying buildings, and they got a tenant up there, and now that's paying majority of their mortgage.
That's what's up, dog.
You hear that, baby?
That's what's up.
Yep.
What if I got a Chevy Caprice title?
What can we do with that?
I want to trade in my bubble Chevy.
Bubble for $20,000. It's real.
Nah, that's
This is
dope,
what we got to
man.
do because this the number one way to build wealth in America
Real estate.
is you got to own your home. That's the first thing. You get what I'm saying? And we're making sure that our people have the ability to do that.
Here's what's crazy. I was riding down 67 today. I was taking my son to school, and there's so many buildings
Yes.
vacant. I was like,
Vacant.
how do
crazy.
people get those? Like, I want one.
How would one go about
How do
getting
you
one of
go
those?
about
buildings?
getting something like that?
So it just depends on if it's city or private.
Okay.
A lot of these buildings, there's a lot of slumlords just, sitting on these buildings. And we need to call them and say, what y'all want for this building, right? And I think, this is why it's so important. If I was mayor of Chicago, I would create a redevelopment authority. And the redevelopment authority would take all vacant land, and I would appoint a board of folks to basically dispose of this land in a certain period of time. We should have auctions throughout this city.
Yeah.
We should have, I would give a 10-year tax freeze to anybody that develops city land. You get what I'm saying? 10 years, because we got to incentivize development. There's no reason. They ain't been making us taxes for decades.
Right.
Let's incentivize people to build homes, to build projects, and give them a 10-year tax freeze and allow that tax freeze to follow the property. So if he do build it and sell it, the incentive going to be, hey, I'm selling and I got 9 years left to pay no taxes on this. You get what I'm saying? We got to really push development. We got to build. Is it San Antonio? I want to say San Antonio built 26,000 housing units last year.
Wow.
In 1 year, we didn't even build 4,500.
That's crazy.
It's insane. We should be building.
We should be building. I rode down 60. Like my old neighborhood's just abandoned. I'm like, why won't they put a gas station?
Nothing.
Something, bro.
Yeah, and that's why. So what I'm doing with a lot of my friends who have organizations is I'm getting them city money or state money so that they can build their projects. So right now, we got a new daycare, a 5,000 square feet daycare center that I'm developing on 81st and Ashland, 81st and Halsted. My boy, the Kindness Campaign, who has the biggest food markets in the city, he's building a new grocery store and cafe. The state just gave him $2.5 million to support the project. So there's like a lot of entrepreneurs that I'm helping to support so that they can expand and build. And we got to build like strips throughout the city.
Yeah, we need that, man. Like,
Look at the rail line extension. We partners with the rail line extension too.
How far do that supposed
It's
to
going to go all the way to 130th.
The red line.
The red line. So
dope.
103rd, 111th, 115th, and 130th. And they already are moving forward $48 million projects around these red lines where they're going to build these new large-scale buildings. It's going to change the whole state of Roseland. So black people need to be paying attention
There we go.
to buying Roseland.
I'm Roseland, y'all.
2029, all of them will be open.
Really?
Yep.
Dang, man. See, we need this type of information. We
Yeah.
definitely got to get you back, man. We could
sure,
talk
anytime.
about this stuff
All day.
for hours,
All
man.
day.
Cause
For sure.
this the type of stuff I like to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like to talk about moving forward and all that stuff you mentioned about the property and businesses and all those things.
Yes.
I love that type of stuff, but we just not aware
Yeah.
Yep.
of the information, man. We don't have that. So I appreciate you, man. Keep fighting
for
the
sure.
fight.
Definitely.
For sure.
Don't go to
got
jail
you.
no more. you too old now.
No.
You know, keep
We gotta get to that seat.
yeah, we gotta get you in there
Yeah.
because
We gonna help you get in
we
there,
gonna
too.
help you because we need a lot of stuff. We want to get into real estate. We want to get into and y'all that's watching. If you looking for a home, man, hit my man up, man.
Yeah.
Can you shoot out
Generational
your-
Green,
your social-
generationalgreen.com. They can sign up and get all the instructions on how they can move forward. Jamal Green on everything. And you know, my advice to everybody, let's just do something, man. And let's start talking to each other. Let's start collaborating. Let's start building together because a lot of these properties and buildings, like one of the biggest pieces of wealth in real estate is commercial. We have to purchase commercial buildings. The only difference with commercial buildings is that the down payment is higher.
It's higher,
So you
yeah.
need 20, 25%.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Bigger bag.
And so what that mean? That mean that we got to come together and put our bag together and say, all right, hey, you got 20, I got 20.
Yep.
Hey, let's put this down and grab this property. And so that's what I did with this daycare owner who owns a home daycare and was renting in a center. I said, no, you got to purchase commercial. And I went and got her a commercial building and she purchased commercial. You get what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna tell you what, kill
Mm-hmm.
parking. Like I got trucks.
Yeah.
Like, all my homies got trucks.
Yeah.
They have nowhere to park.
Yeah.
So I be like, I want an indoor parking facility.
Yeah, heated.
For all
Yeah.
these
For
trucks.
all the trucks. Yeah.
So you need to help me get a grant. I give
sound
I
good.
give you the
Yeah.
kickback.
Get a
nigga.
kickback.
Yeah, I play the game. What you want?
Right.
I know how to put an envelope on the nigga windshield. I know how to put 20,000 in your son book bag and then pat him on the back. Be like, take this to your dick. Whatever we gotta do, man. But no, man, I appreciate you, man.
No,
We-
it's real. Let's build, man. Let's
Yeah.
build, and we need these ideas.
We do.
We need everybody to come with them, and let's get it. And the city need to be given incentives to support
Yeah.
projects like this. Whatever they
Definitely.
want to build, let's come together and let's fund
Here's
it.
another thing, man. It's trucks all around 103rd and like what Doty Road is,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they're doing
yeah.
the Walmart, they build it. I'm like, they need to put a big ass truck.
Yeah.
A truck. What?
Like
A truck stop.
Truck stop,
pilot
yeah.
or something.
It
So
will-
my boy is the biggest developer in the city, and he builds all of that you're talking about. Everything in Pullman.
If he did
And
a
it's-
truck stop over
I'm,
there,
I'm gonna tell him, yeah. Well, you know, new Chick-fil-A opening up
I
April
see.
17th.
Yeah. For real?
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
grand opening April 17th for Chick-fil-A. We got right off 111, so we got Dunkin' Donuts and Chipotle coming too. Then I got a big project I'm announcing that's coming
Pullman.
too right there. Yeah,
They
right
got-
off 111.
they done put like 3 or
They-
4
yeah,
factories
yeah.
right there.
They
He
snapping.
built them all. He has built $800 million in development in the last
Alderman
2
over
years.
there?
No,
No,
my boy
his-
David Doig. He's the president of Chicago Neighborhood Initiatives, a developer.
Wow.
Yep.
And you know him.
Oh, that's my best friend.
Is he a brother or
No,
no?
white man,
White
but
dude.
like a brother.
You like him, brother?
He all his work is for black
We
people.
gonna, hey, we gonna send him this clip. Hey, hey,
need-
dog. I want this.
And he has a microfinance company that give loans to 80% of all their loans go to black businesses.
See,
So
Damn.
we
yeah.
need him. We need
So a
him.
lot of the black businesses y'all see me support or open, they've got support from them. Chicago Food on the Run, I can go down the list. Like they came to me and I was able to get them the capital they need to open up.
Why they be trying to not fuck with you when you know all this shit, Jamal?
Yeah.
Like,
Because I do.
that's crazy.
That's why.
man.
Because he represents change.
For sure.
That's
For sure.
wild.
People scared of change.
It is, man. Well,
Yeah.
we getting you in office. I want to see. I want to be the alderman.
Some.
We're gonna have to run you for alderman, man.
Yeah.
We got time to move you into whatever ward, man.
Yeah, I
yeah.
want to.
Long as you got to be in the ward a year before the election.
I'll move on
We there.
59th and
We
move.
there.
Yeah,
We there.
I'm by 2 Rottweilers and I know how to live in the hood. My wife's scared of the hood, but I'm from the hood. dog.
Right.
Here's the biggest key to living in the hood.
Yeah.
Mind your fucking
Business.
business.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
You see somebody in somebody's car, you walk your
Mind
ass
your
in the
business.
house.
Keep walking.
Mind your
Don't be like,
business.
hey, don't say. Walk
I ain't
your
never
ass.
had no. I
Hey,
love the hood. I never had no
Love it.
issues growing
Nah,
up
you
in
ain't
the
gonna
hood.
have no
Love
hood.
it.
Because
Mind your business.
you mind your business.
That's it.
And you know the right people.
That's it. You see a woman getting chased, be like, they finna
Damn.
catch
They
that.
better, hey, ain't got nothing to do with that. She must have did
Oh, my
something.
No, man. But man, hey, we ain't asked you before you get out of here. Can you name your 5 favorite pizza spots in Chicago?
Ooh, pizza
Yeah.
spots. Italian Fiesta.
Okay.
Baracco's Beverly.
Okay.
Baracco's Beverly.
Beverly.
The
Okay.
Beverly one. Yeah, they pizza.
They fire.
You lived in Beverly too, didn't
Fire.
you?
I live in Beverly.
Okay,
Yeah, now.
okay.
Yeah. Oof, they fire. Man, that's hard.
That's
I mean,
two.
if you only got 2, he
Man.
might not fuck with other.
Home run in,
Home
Okay.
run in.
but man, it ain't a lot on that.
It's
It
not
ain't
a
a
lot.
lot.
You
That's
don't
it?
fuck with beggars.
I'm not a beggars fan.
Nah.
If you either mess with a
We-
Italian Fiesta or beggars
Right.
for me.
We
you
don't,
get what I'm
we
saying?
don't rock with beggars up
No,
here
that's
either.
like that South Suburban,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
don't fuck with that.
Napoleon. That's
Okay.
garbage. Yeah.
Okay.
They used to make me sick. Yeah, it's been, I don't know, it's a lot of cheese. Some
It's
on
too
that
much
beggars.
cheese. Yeah,
it
too much
used to
cheese.
make me sick. But Italian Fiesta,
That's your
over
go-to.
beggars. Yeah, that would be my go-to for sure.
Can you name 5 activists like yourself that you like what they doing in Chicago?
Yeah.
In Chicago,
Yeah.
man, it ain't 5 activists doing nothing in
It's not.
Chicago. Man,
Give
nah,
us
hell
one.
No, it's
What's
real.
that other dude? I ain't gonna say his name. I don't know if you cool with him.
What you talking about, man?
Is it Jadea or Jediah?
Jedediah.
That's your boy, right?
We came up together, you
Yeah.
know. We got our relationship, you know, love and hate, you know,
Okay.
here and there. But we came up together,
came
and he put in a lot of work. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? He has put in a lot of work in this
That's
city.
what's up.
Let's see. Whew.
It's no young cats. Like it should
that's
be
messed
30.
up,
It should
man.
be 30 niggas.
It should.
That's
Real
looking
talk.
up
Yeah.
to you like.
And,
that's
and
it.
and you know what? I have a lot of them.
Okay.
But what happened is they get in a survival mode. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's the issue is that I have a lot of young activists, but they don't. They need money.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? They need to live.
Right.
And so when you in survival mode, it takes you away from the activism because I was like, I got to find a way
need
to
to make
feed
some money.
myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's not the problem with activism is there's not organizations that get money that pour back into activism.
Right.
So the organizations y'all know, NAACP, Rainbow, they get money for themselves. Okay, and so they're not bringing up and making sure these young activists who out there protesting
Yeah.
got money.
Yeah.
So while I'm bringing up the next generation of activists and I put money in their pocket, I can't fund everybody's life. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm empowering them, you know, as much as possible. So it's the activism scene is a lot right now, and a lot of them are parlaying into organizations. You know, you got Tyrone Muhammad who doing, you know, ECCSC.
Yeah.
He more focused on reentry citizens, folks who coming home from jail. You got folks, you got a lot of Inglewood folks. You got Aisha Butler with Rage who focus more on housing and building up Inglewood.
Okay. Wow.
You know, so a lot of the activists are more turning into focus on how they can impact the community. And that's really how it should be. They just don't have the backing and support.
What's
you know
your
what I'm
views
saying?
on Black Lives Matter?
I know it was a part of Black Lives Matter. It was, you know, Black Lives Matter was more of a movement and a saying. The organization was built by 3 lesbian women who hijacked all the money and built
like
bought
they
some
did.
mansions.
They do.
They showed that. They showed that one lady.
Right. Ain't nobody.
I'm like, you the ain't nobody touch
Ain't nobody
you, bitch.
touching you. Look like KRS-One.
And she looked like Forrest
Y'all are
Whitaker.
crazy.
Like, bitch, who touched you?
I do not co-sign that.
No.
Allegedly.
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 But no, you know, Black Lives Matter, I was more just, you know, for my people, you know, and they put labels on us, but it ain't like how it used to be when we was coming up. The protest and the movement now, I think, especially after George Floyd, is rough, man. And you don't see as many of us actually hitting the pavement no more, you know, and fighting. So it's sad, but at the same time, we need to get into these seats so that we can actually have the power to make the change.
One last question. So, what determines for you to like like the George Floyd, what'll make you leave Chicago and
Yeah.
go? Like, is it the type of thing that happened, or is it something you be like, I got to get out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that the family,
Okay.
the activists, you know, who need the push. Because I built up the influence over the years, you know, whenever I stamp something, you know, it becomes something, right? Anjanette Young, right? When they raided her, you know, I had to stamp it, and it became a national story. You know, so a lot of the stories that y'all seen over the years, it was something that I helped elevate in the beginning so that it can get the traffic, that the footing that it needed. And so even with George Floyd, you know, it was like I had to be on the front line with them and add some legitimacy, but also show them how we need to move too. You know what I'm saying? And it became a nationwide movement. And you know, it was a lot of fire. I was there the first fire. You know, it went crazy. You had different sections of activists, right? And that's fine. Everybody got their role to play. I wasn't burning nothing down. You know what I'm saying? But people were pissed, and they were pissed all over the country, and we got nothing.
Ooh.
We got nothing for it.
Was you working with the family, the Kwame McDaniel? Was you close to that?
For
situation?
sure. Yep.
Really?
Wow. Yep. So that was my first national case, right?
Okay.
I think that's what catapulted me nationally, was being the face of the Laquan McDonald movement. And it wasn't by choice. It was just by the mere fact of me being there and, you know, people looking to me to lead. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that I was going to be doing that. It wasn't in my book, but it just happened.
Do families call you now?
Right.
People call?
For sure. Not no more, because I made it clear I don't do that type of work no more.
Okay.
So I will refer
Send
them
them
to
to me.
somebody
Yeah,
else.
I'll take that shit on.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
Is
you
it?
know, that's some hard work. And I buried so many young people who was killed by police, and I had to plan funerals for mothers, you know what I'm saying, who just couldn't do it. I made sure that funerals were paid for, though.
That's
you know,
crazy.
and a lot of multi-million-dollar settlements, you know, I didn't help families get. I ain't getting none of it, but you know, the family's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's some hard work, man. And I was ready to evolve into the work that I'm doing now, and to make sure that we can bring economics into our communities, because we can be so focused on the social justice.
That
we
we
like
get the money part.
get the money.
Yeah.
That's what they want us
They
to do.
want us on
They want
the
you out
social
there.
justice.
Yes, they want you on the social justice while they getting all the money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when I saw that, I was like, whoa, I gotta pivot.
They want
And
you to
that's
be
what
on
Chase
some we
and
shall
all my
overcome.
economic stuff start happening. No, I'm coming for the bill.
Let's get some bread.
Let's go get the bread.
Yeah.
I got one last question.
Yep.
What? How much damage do you feel COVID did to Chicago? Those 2 years that we lost.
Well, you know, I don't know about COVID so much of the leadership. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have Lori. I was her senior advisor the first half of COVID, and you know, when she was cussing out kids and stuff, I was the one like on her, like, man, what the hell are you doing? You get what I'm saying? We weren't ready to lead during that type of a pandemic, and I think that's what the issue was. And so I think that leadership is everything, and if you don't have people that's actually in tune in the neighborhoods, and with the businesses, like, it's not many black businesses that you can go in that will say Jamal ain't support them in some way, right? Okay. When businesses was looted in George Floyd, I gave out $250,000 within 5 days for all black businesses to reopen. You get what I'm saying? So I've been supporting black businesses for years, right? So I know what's going on, because I can pick up the phone, or they picking up the phone and tell me what's going on, right? And we need more leaders who are in tune with the actual communities, because then you'll have better responses. And I think the leadership was just the issue during that time.
Okay.
Man, G, we got to wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate you, dog. I knew you was a smart dude,
man,
but you got it, bro.
Yeah.
And keep going. We gonna support you
for sure.
All our 5,800 people watching gonna support you.
Appreciate y'all.
And just keep fighting the fight, bro. Chi-Town, stand up. Jamal Green, show him some love. This been Offstage. I'm your boy Dub,
and I'm your boy Reese,
and we out.
Rap don't work, then it's back to jug it. I might just hit some stains, then it's back to boogie. I'm somewhere with the gang, smoking on this cookie. These niggas don't even smell what the rock is cooking. If this rap don't work, then it's back to jugging. I might just hit some stains, then it's back to book.